Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I wanted to talk briefly about greens and all the nutritional benefits that you can get from some of the stuff that you can grow in your garden. Recently, I've kind of been on a kick of researching like the nutrients and the vitamins and the minerals and everything that you can get from the things that you can grow. Personally, I need some other things in my diet for health reasons. And so I started looking into this and I was like, there's a lot of cool stuff that I can do that I don't have to take supplements for. I can literally grow it in my raised beds out back and just eat real food. And I'm a big proponent of eating real food over synthetic or even supplements. I feel like it's just better for you. That could just be me. But anyway, I digress. So in this video, I'm going to talk specifically about greens and the different kind of greens that you can use, even the ones you might not have traditionally thought of that have a ton of nutrition packed into them. So the first one we're going to talk about is pretty traditional green, mustard greens. Now mustard greens are pretty much like lettuce, but turbocharged. They have a ton of vitamins in them, specifically vitamin K, A, and C are really, really high in mustard greens. So those vitamins are really good for your bones, especially vitamin K. They're also great for inflammation, and they have a ton of fiber in them, so that can keep you regular, which is awesome. Side note, all these greens have a decent amount of fiber in them, so they'll help you out there too. The other thing on mustard greens is they have a really nice like peppery flavor, kind of similar to arugula, so they can be really cool to like break up, the flavor profile of whatever you're eating. Okay, next up is turnips, and specifically the greens from turnips. Something that I only recently came into love with. I had never eaten a turnip until like a month ago. Not a joke at all. I roasted one in the oven and I fell in love. I also fell in love with the nutrition on them, especially the calcium. And I was like, why have I not had these in my life before? So then I started researching more and I saw that you could eat the greens too. And the greens on turnips actually have a ton of nutrition and vitamins in them as well. So first off, they have a lot of antioxidants, which is awesome. They have calcium, which I mentioned before. They also provide iron, which can help fight anemia. And the calcium and the vitamin K that's in them, again, helps bone health. The vitamin A also helps with your eyeballs. So never a bad thing, right? The next one is beets. Now, beets I love and I've loved for a long time, but I didn't know you could eat the greens, or I didn't really see the benefit in eating the green. They pretty much just chopped them off and threw them away. Just like the other greens, they have vitamin K, vitamin A, vitamin B, specifically B6. They also have vitamin C and they have fiber. And one of the other benefits with beet in particular, the greens have a decent amount of magnesium, which magnesium is something that we really need for like all of our body, but we don't get a lot of in our modern diet. So another great option for greens. The fourth one on this list is bok choy, which is pretty much like Chinese cabbage. Again, just like all of these, K, A, and B are great. They have calcium, they have potassium, they have some magnesium in them, which potassium is another one of the electrolyte salts that we need for a lot of bodily functions. Sodium, potassium, magnesium. So getting that in your diet is awesome. I love bok choy. I love cabbage too. That crunch that you get is really, really nice. And you can put them in a stir fry, lights out. So, so good. Now this one I don't eat a lot of, but I'm very familiar with, is collard greens. Again, just like all the other greens, vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin K, also calcium and fiber. So they're great for your digestive system. They're great for your bones. Collards also have antioxidants all over oxidative stress on your body that can help fight it. You'll see collard greens in a lot of Southern cooking, sauteed and done up like that, maybe with some bacon, with some olive oil. There's a lot of great recipes out there that you could use to make your collard greens something that you want to have every day of the week. Then there's a couple other ones that I want to just mention here. Kale and Swiss chard, really just like any similar green variety, especially when you get into something that has more color, you're going to get more antioxidants. But all of these greens have vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin K, calcium, magnesium, potassium, the fiber, which is huge for your gut health. And all of these greens are like super, super easy to grow. If you sow the seeds, they're going to come up. There's some pests that you have to fight off with them, specifically up here, cabbage moths, the little white butterflies going around. But you can take care of those pretty easily And other than that, there's not a lot of animals that eat these things. They're pretty resistant to blight and other diseases. When you grow them too, what's awesome is that you can do what's called cut and come again, or there's some other terms for it. Basically, as they grow, you can cut or pick some of the leaves, leaving some of them right in the middle to grow and provide more energy for the plant. You can eat those leaves that you harvest, and the plant still stays in the ground, and it'll just make more leaves, which you can eat. And so you can perpetually just keep harvesting and growing this thing all season long. And that goes pretty much for all those greens. You can do the same with lettuce and spinach too. You can also do succession planting if you wanted, so you could have them staggered throughout the season, and you could grow them well into the cold months, especially with kale. I've had them grow up through November or December here in Ohio. So all this to say, when you're planting your garden this year, I would highly suggest that you put some kind of green in your garden so that you can get it into your diet. There's a ton of benefits behind them, and they're also delicious. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.